All right, so today we are going to be doing as much of a full face of VIEVE as I can get. Sorry, if I look over here, it's because I have Criminal Minds playing on silent, and like Rossi's very distracting. I should probably shut off the TV, but like, it's a good show. Anyway, these are basically most of the products that I have from VIEVE. We're mainly going to be testing out the new palette that just came out, the 90s one, because I did buy this. This is what it looks like right here. If I remember, I will, let me scoot over, put like an insert of a video right there so you guys can see swatches. But yeah, so we're gonna get started doing that. The first thing I'm going to do is prime my eyelid. Now this is the Eye Wand in the shade Vanilla. I normally, I'm gonna give this another try because Jamie really suggests it and it's her line, so I figured that's how it should go. I've used this one before. I do not really care for it as an eye primer, but I'm gonna try and like warm it up a little bit on the back of my hand to make it a little bit more creamy, if that makes sense. And then I'm going to just kind of paint it on. Like that. And then with a brush, I just cleaned all these, and you'd think I'd be able to find one faster. I'm just gonna take like a blending brush and kind of just blend that out. Just like that. Now the fun part is going to be to see if any of these pigments will stick to this. So using the same brush I just used, I am going to, this is a very gray scale palette. It's very, very super duper gray toned, but it's so pretty. I am going to do like kind of a, not necessarily like a subtle eye, but a less dramatic eye for me. So I'm going to go into the shade Supermodel, which is like a mid-toned gray. It's not super light like this one, but it's also not almost black like that one. It's a nice, almost like bluey gray, it looks like, and I'm just gonna run that through my crease. And these shadows do blend very easily. That's really nice. Okay, okay, so there's that crease color slash transition shade-ish type thing. So what I'm gonna do next is I am gonna go in with Low Rise, which is right below Supermodel. This is like, again, it's another mid-tone shade, but it's darker than this one. So I'm just gonna go in using the same brush and kind of just gently kind of buff that in and go about halfway up my crease, and then begin to blend it up and out a little bit so that you have like that very clear transition. Maybe buff out that part a little bit, because I do want there to be like a very clear gradient like that. Okay, and then the next part of what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take another brush. This one is more of like a, it's still a blending brush, but it's smaller and less fluffy, if that makes sense. And what I'm going to do is I am going to go into the shade Soot right here, which is the darkest color in the palette. And I'm just going to put that right on the outer corner. And blend it out. Again, I want more of like a gradient, so you can see how like that is very clearly darker than that and that, but it's blended. And just kind of buff that in. Like that. That's so pretty. Okay. Same thing on the other side. There is like fallout, but that's why I did my base or my eyes first. What I'm gonna do next is I'm just gonna take Acid Wash, which is the middle shade of the three shimmers. Like Dial Up is the lightest, and then it's Acid Wash, and then it's VHS. And I'm just gonna take that on my finger and pat it on my eyelid. I think these shimmers work the best when you use your finger, but you could probably get away with using a damp brush as well. I just like using my finger. Okay, I'm gonna go back through and like kind of reblend everything. All right, so that's the eyes basically done. What I'm gonna do now is I am going to prime, and the products I have from VIEVE that I'm going to use for that are Skin Nova, which is like her priming moisturizer type situation thing that she has going on. It's a instantly radiant primer. And then I bought Skin Dew XL. This is a liquid highlighter, but what I'm going to do is on the back of my hand again, I'm going to do a decent amount of the highlighter, and I'm going to mix it with a full pump of maybe a pump and a half of Skin Dew, or Skin Nova, my bad. And then I am going to mix them together because I do want like really, holy shit, glowy skin. And with the highlighter, it does, I know it shears out, or at least it does on Jamie. So we're going to hope, we're going to pray, and we're going to blend. I need a mirror. I need a mirror. I need a mirror. I need a mirror. Okay, so I definitely put on too much Skin Nova, which is the highlighter. I mixed too much of that in with the primer, but I think it'll be fine because my foundation is like pale AF. What to do? I think, what have I got in here? I don't have her concealer or anything like that. So I'm gonna take, this is the Wet n Wild Photo Focus foundation stick. This is in my work makeup bag. And I'm just gonna, again, warm it up on the back of my hand a little bit and then proceed to smoosh this all over my face in the hopes it'll help. Okay. That should be plenty. I'm gonna blend this out off camera. Okay, so this is what my skin looks like after I blended out the foundation. I did use a brush. It looks nice. Like, it's very, very glowy, which I don't mind. Like I already said, I think I used too much of the Skin Nova or Skin Dew, whatever it is. The Skin Dew. I think I put too much of that in that primer mix, so maybe use, I mean, I would use less, like a lot less, but if you're oily, I don't think you'd like this combination, because like right now we're shiny, like we are super duper shiny. So I'm gonna do concealer, powder, eyebrows, all that fun stuff off camera, and then we'll come back to finish the face. Okay, so what I'm gonna use next for eyeliner is my other eye wand that I have. This is in the shade Raven, so it is black. Oh shit, I gotta turn the TV down. Trying to get a copyright claim again, because YouTube hates my music. And then, like I said, I'm just gonna keep doing like the thing I've been doing. Warm it up on the back of my hand, and then I'm gonna take this is technically like a concealer brush, but I'm gonna use it to pick up some of the product to be able to line my eyes with. I think these make amazing eyeliners. They're not supposed to be used this way, but it's how I use them for a lot of things, because it just sticks better in your waterline. And then I'm going to take the same brush, go into Soot, which is the darkest color, and kind of just put that on top. Of that color. Like that, and then I am going to just kind of, here's my tongue to wet it, and then I'm gonna go into Dial Up, which is the lightest shade, and use that as an inner corner highlight moment. Like that. Okay, now I want to try something a wee bit dangerous. Very dangerous. Very, 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 well, I guess we'll try the dangerous thing in a minute. What I'm gonna do next is I'm going to take a brush. This is a powder brush from Real Techniques. I'm gonna go in with the Modern Bronzer Duo from VIEVE. This is in the shade Medium. It is a little bit dark for me, but I just kind of mix these two shades together and just sweep it across to add warmth to my skin. I stamped too much, damn it, Shannon. I'm gonna go in with my powder brush and try and blend it out. That's not the bronzer's fault. That was a me thing. Like that. And then a little bit on the nose just to bronze it up a little bit. I use it more like a contour thing, but bronzing. Then I want to do, like I said, something a little bit dangerous, and we'll see how this turns out. So what I want to do is I want to kind of contour using this palette because it is so cool toned. I think as long as I go in with like a light hand, I can get away with it. So 93 looks like it's like a very cool toned-ish brown. Maybe we'll use whatever, which is this one. I'm just going to get some pigment and then just kind of keep it right under. Oh, fuck. It definitely did like snatch my face. I just have to blend it out more. So, okay. So that's what it looks like after I used it for contour. I definitely think it worked. Especially like when I turn my head to the side, it just kind of looks like my cheekbones are lifted up a little bit more, which is nice. I like that. So what I'm gonna do now is we're gonna do blush. And for blush, I have the shade Bijou. Nope, that's the highlighter. My bad. For blush, I have the shade Pesca, which is like a very warm tone. I'm gonna go in with this brush. Tap off a little bit. And then just tap that on above the bronzer. That's pretty. Like that. That's very nice. Okay. We're moving on. Where is a highlighter brush? I own 1,000,005 brushes, and do you ever think I can find the one that I'm looking for? No. So for highlighter, I'm going to use the shade Bijou, which is like a white champagne gold color. And right there. Very pretty. Very, very, very pretty. Just like that. Oh, yes. Whatever's left, I kind of am just going to put on my lip a little bit. Just to kind of highlight. And then for lips, I have 2 of the lip liners from VIEVE and the 3 new lipsticks. So I'm gonna swatch these. Yeah, I'm gonna swatch these ones for you guys because I don't have videos of this. This is the shade Brat. bone. It is like a nice dark chocolatey kind of colored brown. This is also the color of a lip liner, so that with that would also be very pretty. This is 90s. I think this was already a pre-existing shade. I think they might have just repackaged this one, but that's 90s. And then this one is Bite. Oh, this is the dark chocolate color. Right there, that's Bite. I think we're gonna do that color. I just don't know if I have a lip liner that's dark enough for it with me. Bark. We'll try it. I kind of go into my mouth a little bit just so that, like, if the lipstick fades, there's still color there. There's that. Maybe we'll go in with 90s instead. I don't think this, I don't have like a dark enough color from that collection with me to be able to wear that. So we'll do 90s. Might as well just stick with the collection. So there's that. I am going to go do mascara really quick. Okay, so final thoughts on the collection and whether or not I would suggest that you try VIEVE. VIEVE is more of like a luxury brand. That's how they've branded themselves. The packaging is very nice. Like the magnets on the lips, oops, that's upside down. The lipsticks on, or the magnets on lipsticks are nice. The packaging is nice. These are a little bit lightweight, but to me, it's not like that big of a deal. For the palette, I love this. This is such a good smoky eye palette. If, like how I said I wasn't going to do a smoky eye, and then I ended up doing a smoky eye anyway. If you like cool tones, you would love this palette because you do have like your almost white grays. You have like your mid-tone grays. There are a couple like browny purpley cool tone shades. It's a very versatile palette. Like I said, I used it as like a contour as well. Not like a very harsh contour, but I did use it that way. So it's very versatile in what it does. These shimmers are pigmented and not sheer. I hate like a very sheer shimmer because they don't build well. These build amazingly well. You saw they are so pigmented. I've used this formula over the eye wands before. I need to set my neck. I've used them over concealer and powder. They blend beautifully. Okay, I'm actually very surprised with how well they went on. Like honestly, I was ready to, I had a washcloth on standby. I was ready to wipe this whole thing off and start over again because I was worried about the pigment and everything. I shouldn't have been, but I was. Especially since I used the eye wand over it. That it looks so pretty. I love this formula. These powders are soft, but not like they're not dusty, if that makes any kind of sense. They blend really nicely. Like this is, in my opinion, this palette is worth every penny you will pay for it. Okay, every penny. Okay, if you guys haven't seen my other videos on VIEVE, I'm kind of going to give you a breakdown of what I think of it now. If I can find all my stuff, that would be cool too. The eye wands, I love these. I love them as eyeliner in particular. That's not how you're supposed to use them, but it's how I use them. This one, I will say these work as eye bases better if you warm them up on the back of your hand first, because the product is more emollient. Otherwise, it's too grippy. It doesn't want to blend. So warm these up first, but as long as you do that, they're very nice. Like, I will probably continue to use these now as eye bases, especially like this vanilla shade, considering that's what I bought it for. I love, look at, there's no patchiness, there's no, and that's due to the, like, the pigment of the palette, but also the eye base. I guess, like, my, again, like, the packaging on these is not weighty or luxe or anything, but the way it works, I think, makes up for the fact that this is a case of where you are really, really paying for the product and the thought that went into these versus like the packaging. Okay. So what's next? The bronzer, the blush, the highlighter. I love these. I'm going to end up getting this in like a different, the light shade, so it works better for me. They shine. VIEVE shines when it comes to their powder products, as far as I can tell. These are pore blurring. They are smooth. They blend like a dream. Like, and they're so, you don't need a lot, but if you do go a little bit overboard, it's not very hard to fix it and rectify the situation, if that makes any kind of sense. So I love these. Okay. And then for the lip liners, these have shrunk so much since I purchased them. I use them quite often. These are something I put them on and off in my everyday makeup bag for work. So there's those. With the lipsticks, I really love the colors of them. I like the fact that they're all very nude colors. I will use these quite often. As I said, the packaging, I mean, I like the little details on these. I like the texture of it. I like the jaguar spots. I do kind of wish that for the price that they were like slightly heavier, but again, I'm not so mad at the lack of a weighty package because the formula is just beautiful. It's chef's kiss. Okay. So with the Skin Nova and the Skin Dew, this is, I like it kind of mixed in with my foundation or mixed in with my primer for an even glowier look. It does sit really well on top of powder. I did end up putting a little bit of it on. That's why my highlight looks more golden now versus like white. And this is a nice primer. It's kind of just a moisturizer with a glow to it. I mean, it's nothing revolutionary. It does work very well. This I like a lot because it is so versatile, and the fact that you can use it as a glowy base. You can use it as a liquid highlighter. You could probably smear it on your eyes as a liquid shadow. It's just very versatile. This is kind of just like a glowier version of Bobbi Brown, if that makes any sense. I do like the packaging on this though. I like the fact that it has a pump. I appreciate that. So with that being said, that is the end of this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please do not forget to subscribe and give it a thumbs up. I would very much greatly appreciate it. Excuse me. And with that being said, I will see you all in my next one. Bye!